changing the subject of a formula, example 2. Right. Now, the surface area of a sphere is given by the formula A equals 4 pi r squared. And we want to make r the subject of the formula. And let's have a go. Alright. So, A equals 4 pi r squared. Now this all has multiplication next to it. So naturally when I work this out, I'd probably want to go divide 4 first. And that will give me A over 4 equals pi times r squared. Okay. Now I do want to point out we've got r squared here, and remember what Sam did, we talked about squaring and also square rooting is the second last step. Only brackets is done last, these are done second last, which is why we're concentrating on our multiplication right now. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to divide by pi, which cancels out the pi, and then we get divide pi like so. Now, this doesn't really work the best because what we're going to end up with is A over 4 divided by pi equals r squared. Now, this does work, but there is an easier and a better way to do this. So, what I'll do is I'll start again on the right up here, and this time what I'm going to do to make my life a bit easier is I'm going to divide by 4 pi, or 4 and pi all together, and cancel it in one go. And what this will do is give us A over 4 pi is equal to r squared. And this is perfectly fine and looks a lot neater than what we got on the left. They both actually give you the same result, but this one just looks nicer. Okay, now we've got r squared. So what we've got to do is we've got to get rid of this power of 2. And we do that by applying what's called the opposite of that. And we're going to do it to both sides. And the opposite of squaring is the square root. Okay? And what that will do is that will tell us that the square root of A over 4 pi equals r, which is what we're looking for, or we probably should write it the other way around, square root of A over 4 pi. That's done. Question A is done. Alright. Now question B. The surface area of Earth is 510,100,000 kilometers squared. Assuming that the Earth is a perfect square, which it isn't, calculate the radius of Earth. So we can use this formula now to work this out. A over 4 pi, A representing the area. So we're going to write 510,100,000 at the top of our fraction. We'll draw the line across. Okay. Now, when you work this out in your calculator, you've got to be really careful. I mentioned earlier that whenever you've got fractions, there's technically like brackets, I guess, around them. Okay. So when we work this out, it's important we use the square root button on your calculator and then an open bracket and write our number in, 510,100,000. And then we're going to divide that by 4 pi, which we're going to put in brackets, 4 times pi, in brackets, and we're going to put another bracket at the end. If you don't do it this way, you're going to get the wrong answer. So, square root, bracket, 510,100,000, divide bracket, 4 times pi, close bracket, bracket again, and I have, and I'll just do it to the nearest kilometre, 6,371 kilometres, and I'll put an approximately equal to sign there.